I think we can start. Can you all hear me? Yes, okay, I've got a thumbs up, so that's good. I'd like to welcome everybody to our very first ITI teacher training workshop online. I'm not sure how many of you came to our Saturday afternoon workshops at ITI. We used to do them every Saturday with a workshop for a free workshop for people to come to, and they were very popular. And we thought, because of the current situation, we would try to do the same thing, but online. So this is our very first one. Now, the aim of these workshops is to give teachers the opportunity to practice giving a workshop to their colleagues. And so the teachers giving the workshop, they may be experienced teachers, but they're not experienced at giving and delivering workshops to their colleagues. So giving a workshop, a training workshop to fellow teachers is kind of stressful situation, and it's not so easy. So your sympathy and support would be much appreciated. So this is our first workshop, and I'm going to pass over to Lhoussine, who is our presenter. At the end of the workshop, I will send you a feedback form in the chat for you to download and write some feedback notes on the workshop. And then if you can email that to me, I will email it to Lhoussine, who will be very appreciative of your feedback on his workshop. Thank you all very much for coming, and I will pass you to Lhoussine.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Tom, for this opportunity to give a presentation or a workshop to our teachers. So my name is Lhoussine Qasserras. I'm from Morocco. I've been teaching English for more than 13 years. I've got two master degrees, MBA, Master in Business Administration from Cardiff University, and Master of Education from Mohammed V University, Rabat, Morocco. I'm also the trainer at Chicago and the Canadian Academy here in Morocco, and I am the Rabat International Conference coordinator. So very glad to be with you here and to share with you my presentation. So let me first share the screen and then see the topic of today's presentation. All right, so here we go. Yes, please, do you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, just 1 second. Okay, good. So today's topic will be about how to incorporate integrated skills and aspects both in EFL or ESL classes. All right, so it's a kind of warm-up here. We have about 8 pictures, and my question is, what do you notice? Look at these pictures. What do they have in common? Some similarities or differences? Can you please just write in the chat box? What can you notice? Colors. Okay, Afrah said colors. Yes, Imran colors. Suraya colors. Good. Connections. Katie, I like it. I like this term, connections. Wonderful. Yeah. Hannah's enjoying. All right. Wonderful. Good. So I like this term. Yeah. Communication. So connections. Okay. There is a combination. Okay. Now let's start with number 1. Is there combination or not? Yes, it sounds that there is combination. Look here, they are working together. Number two, maybe there is no combination. There is only one skill, which is, or two skills. What do you think? One or two? Yes, two skills, listening and speaking. Wonderful. Number three, how many skills? Number three, what do you think? One. Wonderful, it's just one. Number four, these are Moroccan traditional shoes for women. Is there combination or not for number four? Okay. So there is, yeah, different colors. Okay, wonderful. Number five, what do you think about picture number five? How many skills are there? How many skills? Very good. Listening and speaking. All right, wonderful. Yes, communication, speaking, listening, Johan or John, Conrad. Good. Number six, picture number six. There is combination, integration or not? Yes, it sounds that there is integration. Wonderful. And number seven, look at the kid. How many skills are there? Just speaking. Wonderful. There is only one skill, speaking. And this is the story of our workshop. It's number 8, integrating skills and aspects. Skills 4, listening, reading, writing, speaking. And then the 3 aspects: pronunciation, grammar, and vocabulary. All right, thank you. Good. So today's, or the objective of today's session is about how to incorporate integrated skills and aspects in EFL or ESL classes. So number one, we are going to start with some definitions. What do we mean by integrated skills? What are the challenges that teachers may face while are combining more than one skill? And then implications for teaching, why they are important, their benefits in EFL or ESL classes. And of course, something very important is about the how, the ways, how to integrate these skills and aspects. And the last one, it's my favorite, it's practice. We are going to design a skills integrated lesson. Okay, so is it clear so far concerning the objectives? Okay. All right. So let me move to the next slide. Good. So the first question, what do we mean by integrated skills? Can you please just write one sentence in the chat box? What do we mean by integrated skills? I'm going to read your answers. Okay. So Afrah said, joining all the skills together, wonderful. Gizim, combination, interesting. Ilham, when different skills of language are used together, wonderful. Fahd, combination of skills, interesting. Conrad, the interaction of the 4 main language skills all together during instruction, great. Katie, skills enhance each other, wonderful. These are very interesting answers. So let's see here. What do we mean by integrated skills? Integrated skills refer to interaction, combination between 4 receptive and productive, 2 receptive, 2 productive, plus the 3 aspects: grammar, pronunciation, and vocabulary. Okay, now here, if you want to adopt the communicative language teaching, so here the ultimate goal of communicative language teaching is to focus on real-life communication. Yeah, real-life communication happens when we integrate all the skills. For example, I'm sure some of you are listening to me, okay, and you are reading the slides and taking some notes. This is how real communication takes place. If you want to master the language, if you want to help your learners integrate the skills. With the family, for example, when you are watching TV, you are watching, reading the subtitles, discussion, talking, okay. So real life communication cannot take place unless the skills are integrated. Experienced teachers all the time integrate the skills to motivate, to engage, okay, etc. Okay, good. The next slide. Now, integrating skills is about 5 terms: linking, addressing, creating, suiting, and mastering. My question: what do we mean by integrating skills is about linking? You link what? Can you please again? Sorry. Can you write in the chat box? Linking what? Samanih, 4 main English skills. Good. To link the skills. Wonderful. Sibyl, different skills. Fahd or Farhad, skills. Imran, skills. Wonderful. So you link the 4 skills and the 3 aspects. All right. Very interesting. Now, number 2, integrating skills is about addressing. You address what? Can you write in the chat box? What do you address? Yes, please. I'm gonna read your messages. To the rules. Yeah, Farhad said rules. Imran, to someone. Okay. Yes. What else? Others. What do you think? To address what? When you are combining. The audience, Amal said. All right. That's interesting. So number 2, integrating skills is about addressing the different learning styles. I don't say, for me, I don't say I teach beginners or I teach intermediate class or advanced level, but all the time I say I teach 40 students, I teach 30 students, I teach 15 students. They have got different learning styles. So here addressing these styles. All right, is it clear so far about number 1, number 2? Yes, please. Do you hear me? All right. So addressing the different learning styles, visual learners, kinesthetic, auditory. So different, okay, logical, etc. Now, number 3, integrating skills is about creating. Creating what? When you integrate 4 skills and 3 aspects. Farhad said creating communication, instructions. Good. Katie said communication. Others, what do you think? Samaneh, building variety into lesson. Wonderful. Atmosphere, yeah, context. Uksan said, Amal, atmosphere, combine ideas, civil activities. So creating a fun learning environment, creating a positive learning environment. Because when you suit the different learning styles, students feel engaged, feel motivated. They can watch, they can write, they can move. So creating a fun learning environment. Good. Number 4, to suit what? When you create skills, you suit what? Can someone write again in the chat box? Awad, yeah? Said creating the context. To suit the content. All right. Ozic, I don't know how to spell it, sorry. Gizim, learners, meeting students' needs. Wonderful. Katie, suit the learner. So, integrating skills, yeah, Oksana said needs of a learner. Wonderful. Roman, various learning styles. Great idea, okay. Good. Samanih, to raise the motivation. Wonderful. Mihnaz, appropriate words. So you suit 2 types of classes, small classes and large classes. So please, there is no excuse to tell me that integrating skills might be convenient only for small classes and not for large classes. So integrating skills is about suiting the 2 sides, small and large classes. Good. And the result is to master. To master what? When the teacher integrates the skills, the result is to master what? To master the skills. Katie said, good. John, master all the 4 skills. Wonderful. All right. Others, Awad, the language. Wonderful. Amal, the language. Excellent. The result is students will master the language. Why? Because this is how real communication happens. It happens when we integrate more than one skill. All right. So is it so far? Is it clear so far? So we can move to the next slide. All right. Thank you. Good. So let's move to the next slide. So these are the answers. Link the skills, address more learning styles, create fun, motivating learning environment, suit small and big classes, master the language. For novice teachers, please integrate the skills because you are teaching different students, different learning styles, different needs, different wants. Okay, good. Now, another question. What challenges may teachers face? Can you please write again in the chat box? What do you think? What challenges may teachers face? Okay, or I guess let me put you in the breakout room for 4 minutes. You can discuss, I guess. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Okay, let me have about, all right. So please, can you join the breakout room? You can discuss this question. 4 minutes. All right, so yes. Can you please join the groups? Breakout rooms. You discuss the question about the challenges.
Hi.
Hello, how are you? So
Awad, what do you think?
mixed abilities, a class of mixed abilities.
Wonderful, yeah.
Different strategies of the students to learn.
Great, interesting. All right, great, good job. Yeah, can you discuss more? What do you think?
Bushra, I think we cannot hear you.
So what do you think? Did you discuss here? Sarah, Zainab, Mochiza, yeah? All right. All right, let me see other groups, sorry.
Are learning through visual. Some of them are learning with, I mean, reading or writing more. So
yes,
yeah.
Very interesting.
Maybe time management, like how can a teacher integrate all these skills in 40 minutes, for example?
Yeah.
And also,
we can use it just for a short period of time, I guess.
Interesting. Yes, others, what do you think? What are the problems teachers may face while integrating skills?
We talked about the limits of the textbook that we are using in our institutions, which we may, limit our options and chances to expand the classes and the skills in one classroom.
Wonderful, yeah. So we have to adapt the textbook sometimes.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes, definitely. And also we talked about the time. Maybe it can be time consuming and wasting.
I like it, yes.
And we also talked about the differentiation because the level of the students in one classroom cannot be equal somehow.
Great, different learning styles, yeah. Wonderful, thanks. So let me see with other groups.
Okay.
Okay.
Skills. Because, for example, such topic as environmental issues, some kind of sustainability, kind of useful one, but hard to discuss, hard to write about it, hard to speak about it.
Wonderful.
It requires some particular knowledge and vocabulary.
Yeah, that's interesting, Kelly. Yes. Others, what do you think? What other problems teachers may face while integrating the skills and aspects?
We were talking about how demanding it can be for many teachers. For example,
Wonderful.
when I am trying to integrate different skills, this is exactly what that happens. I have to spend a lot of time, extra time, as one of the friends said, finding suitable topics, finding suitable level materials if there is no textbook, and then trying to integrate all of them and still keep students engaged and not bored or confused. So it can be a little tough for both the teacher and the students.
Yes, wonderful. That's interesting. Thank you. Okay. Yes, I really enjoyed listening to your speeches or talks about the challenges. Okay, that's wonderful. Some of you talked about time, the time is consuming. Some talks about the different learning styles, mixed ability classes. Okay, wonderful. Like some talks about the textbook may be outdated, so we need to adapt it. That's interesting. Let me go back to my slides. Okay, good. So here, let's see some challenges. Okay. All right. So look here. Number one, demanding of the teacher is a lot and requiring lots of flexibility when you are designing your own lessons. Number two, it's time consuming because you need a lot of preparation. You have to find other resources, other materials, and then you design them, you adapt them, you modify them to suit the different learning styles. Number three, which is very important, not all teachers can integrate the 4 skills and aspects, only who have got good training. So it needs good training because it's somehow difficult, challenging. So teachers have to be well experienced in selecting or designing integrate activities to meet the different learning styles. All right, let's go on to the next slide. What are the implications? Why they are important? When people communicate, as I told in the very beginning, they often use more than a single language skill. The best example is on the phone. Okay, I may call someone, so I'm talking, but at the same time listening. And if there is a piece of information that is very important, I may take notes about it. So here I integrated 3 skills: listening, speaking, and writing. So number one, integration of the 4 skills is concerned with realistic communication. This is how we communicate in our everyday life, real life communication. Number two, adjusting the textbook contents. Yeah, you have to adapt, you have to adjust to suit the different learning styles because you are not teaching one level intermediate, but you may have different learning styles, different levels, different mixed ability level of students. Okay. And number 3 is adjusting the timetable, and this is very important. In some private schools, they may give you the timetable. This is what you are going to teach on Monday. On Monday, you teach speaking. On Tuesday, you teach reading or writing. On Wednesday, speaking. Okay. So they give you the timetable. Now, as a teacher, as an experienced teacher, you have to explain to the administration, school administration, this is how it works. Okay, we have to integrate the skills. I don't have to teach all on Monday, the whole session listening, but listening is the macro skill. And then there are micro skills: reading, writing, speaking, vocabulary, grammar, etc. Okay, is it clear so far? So we can move to the next slide. Can you please write in the chat box? All right, thank you. Thanks. So let's move on to the next slide. Here, very important question: how to integrate the skills. There are 2 major methods or ways: simple integration with the same medium, receptive to serve productive, for example. Okay, or complex integration. Let's start with simple integration. So it's within the same medium, either oral or written, from receptive to productive. If you open any textbook, you will find that the majority of writing lessons start with the reading. Read the email, read the article, read the film review. It's reading, receptive to serve the productive, which is writing. Okay, so receptive, reading, productive, writing, for example. Okay, or complex integration. Complex integration, constructing a series of activities, variety of skills. You mix everything, okay. But you, of course, you take into account the learner's needs and wants. Okay. So these are the two ways. The easiest way is the simple integration. When you are teaching, for example, writing, you can start with the reading, read the text, with the email. When you are teaching reading, you can start, for example, with listening. Yeah, listen and tell me what is the content, the theme of this listening, okay? Something like that. All right, we are going to go deeper in terms of these two methods. So let me move to the next slide. So here, this is a Moroccan textbook for ninth grade. Ninth grade is the first year at the high school. Now, my question is, the listening lesson skills integrated or skills discrete? Discrete is segregation, divorced, no integration. So what do you think, number one? Look at activity number 1 and 2. Is this lesson skills integrated or skills discrete? Can you please write in the chat box? So Raman Darren said integrated. Okay. Seems this discrete. Azar. Okay. Gizim integrated. Amal integrated. Awad integrated. Saeed integrated. Imran, it's not integrated. Wonderful. Okay. So let's see here. Very interesting, but different answers. Let's focus here. Okay. So what is activity number 1? Activity number 1 is this one. Lesson. So what is this? Lesson skill. Lesson. Number 2 started with lesson. So what do you think? Is it integrated or not? Yes. It is not. It is not integrated. And somehow it's boring. From the very beginning, students listen. The second activity, listen. There is no variety. There is no integration. You see, it's very hard. Now, if not, how to implement a skill integrated lesson? How? How can you make it integrated? How to implement a skill integrated lesson? Can you give me an example? I'm going to read your message. So, okay, Imran, it's not integrated. Listen and take notes. Okay, pre-list. Very good, Pravavi. Yes, pre-listening task. I like it. Some, let them chat about it. Good. Ilham, add other skills like interview. Wonderful. Afrah, but you have fill in the chart. Yes, very good question. Fill in the chart. I don't care about filling. What I care about is number 1. What's the purpose? To listen. They are going to listen. Then they fill in. Okay. Wonderful. So using pictures or hand. Wonderful. Azar. Reflect on the interview. Interesting. I like it. Yes. We can start with the PPP, presentation, practice, production, pre-listening, while listening, post-listening. Look here, we have got pictures. We have to exploit them. Visual, okay, pre-teach vocabulary, eliciting, guessing. So here, my students, how are you? How many pictures are there? 3. Who are they? Athletes. Wonderful. And you write it. Okay, pre-teach vocabulary. This is Hisham Garouj, very famous Moroccan runner. This is Nizhabi Douane, okay, very famous Moroccan women, okay, runner, okay. So It's eliciting, pre-teach vocabulary. You are building interest, preparing them for the main task, which is listening. And when you start listening with listen, you kill the listening lesson. We have to prepare them. Okay, good. So here, listen, and here, listen. It is not integrated. Okay, no comments so far? Please. Mahshid said picture study, wonderful. Yeah, listen and speaking visual. All right. Listen and talk with your partner. Samani, wonderful. So let's move on to the next one. Just 1 second. Okay. So here, how to design a skills integrated lesson or activity. Language system, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation. So we use PPP, presentation, practice, production. Language skills, reading and listening, speaking and writing, receptive, productive, macro and micro. So it's better to use or to opt for pre, while, and post if you want to integrate the skills. Reading lesson, don't start with read. Start with pre-reading activities. Visual, guessing, predicting, pre-teach vocabulary, etc. Okay, so these are some of the techniques that you can use when you want to integrate the 4 skills and the 3 aspects. Now it's time for designing a skills integrated lesson. Look here, the theme is about hobbies. The level, beginners, age, adults. Materials used, worksheets, flashcards, the board. Now, we are going to start with building interest. It's like introducing vocabulary about hobbies, presenting grammar in context. Number 4, combining the 4 skills, reading, listening, speaking, and writing. Okay, good. So this is a lesson, integrated skill lesson, or skill integrated lesson. So let's start here. Now, my question, how do you build interest? What are the tools that you use to build interest? Okay, let me put you again in the breakout rooms, 4 minutes. What are the tools? Okay, please, can you join the breakout rooms? All right, so what do you think? What are the tools you can use to build interest? Can you please communicate? All right.
Sure, I think.
Yes, Kamani?
Okay, so once I went to open the door, so I'm not in the class that what you're talking about. So we should talk about, let's see, how to integrate the skills or how to build interest.
How to build interest. From the very beginning, what are the tools you can use?
Okay, so we should just elicit some prediction in order to motivate our learners, maybe by visualize some pictures or to show them some video clips.
Wonderful.
Okay, and then maybe by personalization, asking some questions about their personal lives.
Yeah. What about start with a song? What do you think?
It depends on what context you're teaching. If it is university, it's not possible at all, or what level you're teaching.
Wonderful. Yes. Thank you.
Right.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
So
we came out with some ideas about having posters, showing videos, and
Great.
just, speaking about our
like
own,
Students for
our own
personal
hobbies.
hobbies, their personal information from students.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
So you can start with leading questions or the focus question, okay?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's nice. Thank you.
We thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, it's very interesting, yeah. Yeah, very interesting. I heard some of you talked about using visual aids, telling stories, personalizing a video, questions. That's wonderful. So there are many tools that you can use to build interest. Let's here start with another one. It's using interesting facts, because we are crazy about knowing about facts, personal facts, life, about people's life, personal life, etc. So here the teacher builds interest using an interesting fact. I'm the teacher, you are the students. So look here. How many pictures? Ah, 4, good. So let's start with number 1. Who is in the picture? Who? Can you write in the chat box? Very famous figure. Yeah, who is in the picture? Okay. Wonderful. The queen. All right. Yes. Good. Now, I'm trying to build interest using interesting facts. Now, what is her favorite hobby? Choices: fishing, dancing, or football. So right, fishing, dancing, or what do you think? Can you write? Football. Nabiha. All right. Niza, okay. Dress up for sure. Not dancing. Afrah, okay. Fishing. John, football. Okay. So, you know, it's an interesting fact, and the majority said football. Yes. Basically, I use this interesting fact with my students and even with my trainees. And it really was very surprising for them, because all of them said fishing or dancing. But I surprised them with saying football. She likes to play and watch soccer matches. Okay. So here you can build interest. Teacher, what? How come Elizabeth likes football? So here you are building interest with your learners. Yeah, so there are many, yeah, good. There are many favorite hobbies for Elizabeth. One of them is football, okay. All right, good. So do you think that interesting facts is a good tool to build interest? What do you think? Yes, thank you. Another question. What's her favorite local team? What's her favorite local team? Can you guess? It's guessing again. Building interest. Liverpool, Awad said. Afrah, Liverpool, Manchester, Nabiha. Arsenal, Tariq. Chelsea, Ilham. Glaxo, yeah. Oksan, yes, it's Arsenal. This is what I found on the net. And look at the picture. Visual learners will identify the team. Look at the picture. Okay, red and white color, okay, of their t-shirts and shirts, okay. Yeah, so what I found on the internet, her favorite local team is Arsenal. Okay. All right, good. On Wikipedia, yeah. Good, so let's move on to the next. Now I built interest. Students are motivated, they are engaged, they will follow my lesson. Let's move on. Now, vocabulary, my favorite hobbies. Here we have 6 vocabulary words. So this lesson is based on integration skills. Flying a kite, rollerblading, sailing, hiking, doing karate, and singing. Visual presentation for visual learners. Okay, then these are the pre-teach vocabulary. You can write on the board, you can highlight the stress, etc. Okay, but the most important, these words are about hobbies. They will need this vocabulary in speaking, in writing, for example. Okay, good. So this is the aspect, vocabulary. Next, the next aspect is grammar. Look here, present continuous. Examples. The mother is using the iPad now. Look, the father is helping his daughter. They are having good times at the moment. Now, I'm creating contacts for grammar, present continuous, and using visual aids here and color coding. So when you are teaching grammar, it's good to use VA and you color shapes, you underline to help them discover the rule by themselves. Good. Now we created contacts. Now we move to the rule. Is this deductive or inductive? What do you think? Deductive or inductive approach? Can you write in the chat box? KV said inductive. Azar inductive. Ilham inductive. Yeah. Is it teaching grammar as a process or as a product? Another terminology term. As a product or as a process? What do you think? Process. Imran said, yeah. It's inductively. Yeah, it's as a process. Wonderful. Because here we opt for communicative language teaching and autonomous learning. Wonderful. Next, now here, grammar structure chart, table, logical learners, visual learners, colors. I'm singing, I'm not dancing, am I fishing? And I'm using again pictures to help low achievers, to facilitate the learning process for slow learners. Now we finish with the presenting the meaning and the form. Now practice. The practice is listening and speaking. Now we are integrating skills. Number 1, listen to the teacher talking about his family. What are they doing now? Father, mother, sisters, brothers. So here, practice. The teacher is going to talk, and students are going to listen and to answer. So 2 skills, listening to the teacher and writing. Yes, the teacher is going to talk, for example, okay, my father's name is Milud, now he is at home watching TV. My mother's name is Sadia, she is outside, she is in the supermarket doing or buying some clothes. My 2 sisters are in their bedroom listening to music. The other 2 brothers are making a lot of troubles. They are listening to music loudly. And students are just going to write about father, mother, sisters. 2 skills. They listen and they write. Then number 2, ask and answer about what is your family doing now. Example, modeling. What is your father doing now? My father is reading newspaper. Of course, you have to model the task. I'm going to ask 2 volunteers. Yes, Muhammad, Leila, can you please come here? Talk about your father and your mother. Ask and answer for everyone to make the task very clear. Then you give them 5 or 7 minutes to practice. They talk about mother, father, sister, yeah, brother, etc. Okay, so here we are integrating more than 1 skill. So what do you think about this one? Is it interesting? Integrating skills. Thank you. So practicing speaking, practicing writing, etc. Now, what other skills? still we have to cover? Can you guess other skills? The next one. Reading, Katie said. Reading or writing, what do you think? Which one first? Reading or writing? Yeah, reading. One of the techniques of integrating skills is to start with the easiest skills. Reading, then writing. Okay. Receptive skills serve productive skills. So let's move on to the next one. Now, lesson 1, reading, jigsaw. Here I'm going to give my students 3 checks, 3. The first check's about Bob, the second about Bella, and the third one is about Mike. And jigsaw activity. I'm going to tape them on the wall. The checks about Bob here, the other one there, and here, okay. Now, I'm going to give students 3 checks to read and complete. I'm going to put them into groups of 4. Groups of 4. 2 students will run to the walls and to read. Okay, to read and to tell the answers to the 2 other ones sitting. The 2 other ones sitting, they are going to listen and to write. We are satisfying different learning needs. Some are good at speaking, listening, writing, etc. So this activity we will integrate 4 skills, and there is fun, there is learning, creating an enjoyable learning environment. Okay, for example, on the wall, there is a text, my name is Bella and I'm 12 years old. They are going to run. They are going to tell the group, her name is Bella, age 12 years old, hobbies, etc. Okay, and there is a lot of fun. I have used it many times with my learners. Yeah, it's just a wow, okay, with my learners. Okay, did you like this activity? Do you think that there is good integration of skills? Yeah, Ilham, it's like running dictation. Yeah, somehow. Wonderful, okay. Good, but the most important, integrating 4 skills. All right, good. What if there are students with disabilities? Wonderful. When you put them into groups, cooperative learning, okay, they collaborate, they work together. This is the most important. If it is an individual work, we may have a problem with disability students, but working together, they may help. They may help each other. That's why I put 2 students to go to the wall, read, and tell them, okay. They are going to, it's kind of collaboration. Yeah, so different learning styles. Kinesthetic, they are running. Auditory, listening. Verbal, speaking. Okay, logical, they are looking, visual, okay, etc. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. The last one is writing. So write an email, and again, the email will be about the main theme, which is about hobbies. So read the email and answer the following questions. What is Simon doing now? What is his family doing now? But my question, this writing, is it skill integrated or skill discrete? What do you think, this writing? Can you please write in the chat box? Integrated, Katie said. Imran, integrated. Yes, why it's integrated? Why? Can you justify? Why it's integrated? Reading and writing, Samani, good, Roman. So the receptive skill, which is reading, as you said, serving the productive. So is this writing? Is it writing as a process or as a product? What do you think? Writing as a process or a product? It's a product. You give them the product, the sample, the model. All right. So students are going to read, then write a reply email answering Simon's questions. Okay. And there are, by the way, there are different ways of teaching writing. Okay, good. And here to help my learners, I'm going to use this way. Gut feeling, for example. So write an email because they are beginners. How are you? I am, and with my friend, etc. my family member. You can talk about mother or sister, because my family member again. In the where, the place, in the bedroom, in the kitchen. It is, I have to leave now. Stay safe. Bye, Mary. So if you want to facilitate the learning process, because sometimes writing is a bit hard, you can use this model, this sample. Okay. Now, summary. Good. As a summary, now I want you, please, what do we mean by integrated skills? Give me just one word again. It's a kind of reviewing. One word, integrated skills. Yes. What do you think? Give me just one term. Combination, skills. Amal said, Imran, combination. Good. Wonderful. Now, what do we mean by complex integration? Complex. Give me just two words, two items, two terms. Complex integration. Blend, fusion, yeah, fluency, language. Okay. Interactive skills. Good. Wonderful. Receptive skills. What are they? Receptive skills. Receptive skills. Receptive, reading and listening. Ilham said, okay, reading and listening. Thank you. Simple integration. What is simple integration? Yeah, receptive to serve, productive. Wonderful. Building interest. What the trainer, which tool he used to build interest? Which tool? Visuals. What else? Interesting facts. Yeah, I used interesting facts. And some of you talked about song, story, visual aids, etc. Productive skills, what are they? Productive skills. Yes? Okay, writing, speaking, wonderful. Link, address, create, suit, and master. What do we mean by to link? To link what? Do you remember? Linking skills, wonderful. Linking the 4 skills and the 3 aspects. To address what? To address. Do you remember? To address the audience, the learning style. Samanih, wonderful. To address the different learning styles. To create. You create what when you are integrating the skills? You create what? Can you? Motivation, wonderful. Environment, yeah. Positive learn environment. Roman, I like it. Thank you. To suit. 2 types of what? To suit. 2 types of 2 size, yeah, of classes. Small and large classes. And the result is to master, can you continue? The language. To master the language. The last one, what are the challenges we talked about? The challenges. Do you remember the challenges? Time consuming, number of students, mixed ability classes. You need training if you want to integrate the skills. Textbook adaptation, wonderful. Adjusting the materials, wonderful. Wow, I'm very proud of you. I really enjoyed your comments, questions, okay? And I also learned from you because you have provided me with some interesting tools to build interest. Thank you. Thanks so much. I hope everything was clear. Okay. All right.
Can you stop sharing your screen? Oh, there we are.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to send a file to the chat